Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com.
What is the halacha if one recited the verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha without concentration or without proper concentration that one would like to have? Should they go back and say it? Should they just continue davening? What's the law? So as we discussed in a previous halacha, it's recorded in the Shulchan Aruch that it's especially important to concentrate upon saying the verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha, as it signifies God's sovereignty and supervision over his creations of providing them with sustenance. Based on that idea, the poskim record that if one did not concentrate on the words of Poseiach Es Yadecha, then he must repeat that verse with concentration. So writes Rabbeinu Yaina in Maseches Brachos in the names of the Gaonim, is recorded in the Shulchan Aruch of the Mechaber, chapter 51, halacha 7, and in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, chapter 51, halacha 8, and 101, halacha 1. Now, how much is one required to repeat? So the implication of the poskim, including the Alter Rebbe, the Magen Avram, and many others, is that you're only required to repeat that pasuk of Poseiach Es Yadecha. There are poskim, however, who rule that you have to repeat the entire Mizmor of Ashrei, and others say you have to repeat from Poseiach Es Yadecha till the end of the paragraph. Practically, if you're still in the middle of Ashrei, you already said Poseiach Es Yadecha, then you should say Poseiach Es Yadecha again and repeat from there and onwards. If, however, you already concluded Ashrei, and you moved on to the next kapitel, the next paragraph of Pesukei de Zimra, or you remember in the middle of Pesukei de Zimra sometime later you didn't concentrate on Poseiach Es Yadecha, then in such a case you should only say the single verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha Masbiel Chol Chayratz. In other words, that the obligation of repetition, if you didn't concentrate, is not just if you're still in the middle of the paragraph of Ashrei, but even if you moved on to a later paragraph of Pesukei de Zimra, you still must repeat. But what do you repeat? Only the verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha. Where should one say this verse? Should he first finish the paragraph and then say it in between the paragraphs, bein haprakim? So the best thing is to say it between the prakim. Before you finish, after you finish one mizmor, before you begin the next, you just say the one verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha with concentration. However, min adin, you can even say it in middle of Pesukei de Zimra, in middle of a paragraph, finish the pasuk, say it, and then continue from where you left off. It may also be said between Yishtabach and beginning Yetzirah, but once one begins Birchas Kriya Shema with the words of Yetzirah, it may no longer be said. In such a case, writes the Levush, the Chayei Adam, the Mishnah Brura, you already began Yetzirah and you can no longer say it, then you are to say it after davening is over with concentration. So you finish Shemona Esrei, and after Shemona Esrei you say Poseiach Es Yadecha Masbiel Chol Chayratz with Kavana. So to summarize this halacha, it's an obligation to recite the verse of Poseiach Es Yadecha with extreme Kavana concentration. If one didn't do so, the verse must be repeated. If one is still in the middle of Ashrei, he should repeat from Poseiach Es Yadecha and read from there. If he's already past Ashrei, he's on another Mizmar, he should simply say the pasuk of Poseiach Es Yadecha wherever he remembers, although preferably between the prak and between mizmarim. Once one has begun the bracha of Yetzirah, he can no longer make it up. He can no longer say this pasuk then, but he is to say it after davening is over. Regarding if this adherence of concentration, and if you didn't concentrate, you are to repeat the verse, applies also by Ashrei of Avolutzion and Ashrei of Mincha. The Kaf HaChaim records in chapter 51 that it does apply, as you're supposed to say Tehillah Davar 3 times a day. And you're supposed to say with concentration. So if you don't say with concentration by Avolutzion or by Mincha, then you should repeat the pasuk as well.
Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at ShulchanAruch.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.